storms in your area. Plus, a major milestone in a road widening project stretching from southeast Raleigh to Clayton. Sky 5 is live over I-40 with a look at the progress that's taking time off the morning and evening commute.
State lawmakers are debating a large boost in spending on school vouchers. Good afternoon to you. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Thanks for joining us. Republican legislative leaders want to remove the income caps on the voucher program. WRAL Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie is live at the legislative building where that bill just passed its first committee. Laura.
Renee, Republican House and Senate leaders this morning came together in a show of support for a proposal that would make school vouchers with taxpayer money available to any family in North Carolina who wants to send their child to private or religious school. Those leaders say every family should have the option to choose. The state currently spends about $200 million every year on school vouchers. When that program started about a decade ago, it was tailored for low-income families who could not otherwise afford to send their students to a private school. But over the past few years, Republican leaders have steadily expanded eligibility to higher and higher income levels. This bill would remove all income caps completely. Wealthier families could collect around $3,400 a year. Families at the bottom end of the bracket, about twice that. Critics of vouchers say the program takes away money from public schools at a higher and higher level every year. But House Speaker Tim Moore says the state has the funding to do both.
We can have a strong, vibrant, well-funded, supported, traditional public school system and at the same time provide for funding for those students and those families who decide they want to do something different.
I am curious as to what the argument is to allow for opportunity scholarships to a family that's making $1 million. What is the reasoning for that?
Senator Jay Chaudhary, who you just heard there, and other critics say the bill will increase funding for vouchers by $1.3 billion over the next few years. And yet the state has not yet spent the nearly $700 million the courts have said is required to spend in order to improve low-income education. Renee?
We know you'll keep tracking this legislation. Laura Leslie live at the legislature. And Governor Roy Cooper weighed in on this. He spoke with WRAL reporter Liz McLaughlin today and spoke out against the push for school vouchers. The comment came after the governor's remarks at the state energy conference at NC State, where he asked for support against legislative attempts to slow down the state's progress on the clean energy economy and other initiatives, including improving public schools. The governor says the proposal for increased school voucher funding would come at a high cost for taxpayers.
And it takes a large amount of money out of the public schools that you're going to end up with poor middle-class children who potentially have a small amount for a voucher to go to a school that's not even as good as a public school. This is wrong. It's a wrong use of taxpayer money, and we got to keep fighting it.
Friday will be a weather alert day here at WRAL. We are under a level 1 risk of severe storms on Friday and